Have you ever cut a corner because you thought no one would notice, only to realize you were the one who had to live with it? Arthur was an old carpenter who had worked his entire life in a small mountain town. His hands were heavily scarred from decades of handling rough lumber and sharp tools. His eyes were soft with the quiet wisdom of experience, and everyone in the community trusted his craftsmanship without question. He had built everything from sturdy front doors that withstood the harshest winters to elegant coffins for the town's departed. For 40 long years, he had broken his back day in and day out, pouring his sweat, skill, and soul into every single project that came his way. One day, after 40 years of tireless labor, his boss finally told him he could retire. Arthur nodded slowly, his body deeply tired, but his spirit ready for rest. He could already imagine peaceful mornings free from the demands of construction, a joy he had waited for so long. But before he could walk away, his boss asked for one last favor. "Build me one more house." Arthur agreed out of loyalty, yet for the first time in his life, his heart simply wasn't in the work. Exhausted and eager to finish, he used cheaper wood, cut corners on the foundation, rushed the framing and roofing, and hurried through the finish work. Nails were hammered hastily, joints left less secure, and paint applied thinly. He just wanted this final, grueling job to be over so he could claim his freedom. When he hammered the final nail, Arthur let out a deep sigh of immense relief, believing he had finally earned his peace. His boss came to inspect the property, but instead of criticism, he smiled warmly and handed Arthur a small wooden box containing a single shining silver key. "This house," the boss said gently, "is my gift to you for all your years of loyal work." Arthur's chest sank. He stood there completely frozen as the devastating truth hit him. Every crooked nail, every cheap board, and every corner he had carelessly rushed were now his to live with for the rest of his days. He had built his own home without care, and now he would have to live inside that carelessness. From that day forward, whenever Arthur took on projects for his neighbors, he built them with flawless dedication and love. He had finally learned the ultimate truth. Everything you build, in work, in love, and in life, you eventually end up living inside of it. So build it well. Build it with heart, integrity, and full attention, because the quality of what you create will one day become the quality of your own existence.